We'll continue with the first stanza, and the last four lines go like this: to set budding more and still more, later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease. For summer has overbrimmed their clammy cells. Now, here Keats continues with the same image that he started off in the beginning of loading this season with fruitfulness. He began by talking about how there was an overabundance of fruits, especially of apples. Then he goes on to talk about vegetables, how there is an abundance of vegetables, and particularly he talks of gourd. Then he talks about nuts, and particularly of hazelnut. And now he starts to talk of and includes in this abundance flowers as well. Here, the poet goes on to imagine that there would be so much of budding, blossoming, and blooming of flowers in nature that the bees are going to be confused. So, to set budding more, budding means growing, blooming, blossoming. So, he says the sun and the autumn are going to conspire together, and there is going to be so much of abundance in nature of flowers as well, that it'll be a very happy time for the bees, and the bees are going to be in a state of confusion. Now, why are they going to be in a state of confusion? Because the bees are going to think that summer will never come to an end, because there's so much of blossoming of these flowers and abundance of these, and in autumn as well, because traditionally speaking, autumn is not a season where there is so much of blossoming and blooming. But according to Keats' imagination, there'll be so much of blooming and blossoming in autumn as well, that the birds are going to mistake this season and think that summer is never going to come to an end. Then he goes on to say, until they think that warm days here means summer, will never cease. Cease means is will never come to an end. For summer has overbrimmed their clammy cells. Now, he is saying over here that because of so much of blossoming of flowers, there is going to be a lot of production of honey. Now, clammy cells means sticky cells. So, because of this abundance, he's used the word overbrimmed. Overbrimmed means filled right up to the top, to the brim, and then to overflow. So, overflow what? The flowers, the nectar in the flowers, because of the conspiracy between the sun and the autumn, there is going to be an overflow of nectar from the flowers, and the bees are going to love and enjoy and have or enjoy it to the full. What? This sticky, sweet nectar, and mistakenly think that this warmth, that this summer would last forever. Why? Because their beehives would be overflowing with honey. So the last line here means that growth and fruitfulness has peaked, reached its fullness. So, in the first stanza, The poet sets the tone of the poem, which is highly evocative and used sensual language as well. Ripe fruits and vegetables, the budding and blooming and blossoming of flowers, and the buzzing of bees fill the surrounding landscape. And through these lines, he draws our attention to the sights and the sounds of nature. The first stanza, therefore, describes a world that has reached its peak. So, in the midst of mellow fruitfulness is the grave truth of death. This pleasure and bounty must end. So, very subtly, he alludes to the fact that with the season reaching its peak, a change is due to come. We'll do the next second stanza in my next lecture.